Hello, we have here today a Multihog CX 75 tractor. It has a 75 horsepower Kohler turbo diesel engine that produces 75 horsepower. It has a gross vehicle weight rating of 7,716 pounds or an optional 8,818 pounds. So this tractor comes in yellow or orange, but color matching is available. And on all four tires is a hydraulic wheel motor, so it's all-time four-wheel drive. So let's go on to the front here. So the width of this tractor is 45 inches to 61 inches, depending on the 7 different tire options. And with each different tire option comes a set of mudguards to fit. So this tractor is 78 inches tall to 81 inches tall, depending on the tire sizes that you get. And the frame right here is all dually powder coated at the factory. All the way around the tractor, all of this gray is all the frame. And up at the front here we have your classic 3-point quick attach. And a special feature that we also have is a PTO shaft for any PTO driven attachments such as snow blowers or mowers. In the front we have curved glass on the windshield, that way there's no reflection in other people's windows or to cause disturbance. And you have your wipers up here, all of your front end lights. We have 2 sets of LEDs and your headlights up here. Right here you have your mirrors, and these are an optional to get them adjustable from inside of the cab. They are standard, they come standard heated mirrors, which is a super nice feature if you're in the cold. And the windshield also comes heated optional. And your front hydraulics up here go to 26 gallons per minute on high flow. The front lifting capacity of this tractor is 2,645 pounds for any attachments that you may want to fit on the front. And let's talk about the interior. So from sitting inside the cab, you have your gas pedal, your brake pedal, and then your inch pedal. And here's the steering wheel. You have your nice knob for going left and right without moving your hands. And on this column right here, you have your different wiper abilities. You have your turn signals left and right. And then you have your horn right here. And then you have your headlights forward and back. And so this steering wheel is actually a sweet function. It's got 2 functions. You can move it up and down. And by this little knob right here, pull this up and it telescopes out. So virtually anybody can fit inside of this tractor. And so we'll go ahead and go into the screen here. So as you can see, you have your speed you're going, and then the RPMs of the tractor, fuel gauge, your wipers, what gear you're in, the battery voltage, and the temperature. And then you have your battery and your coolant. And throughout this function you'll see when you're driving, it shows also what mode you're in. So this is drive, and then underneath this little unhighlighted thing that says work. And so we'll go ahead and turn the tractor on. And this is with the window open. This is how quiet it is. So we'll close the door. Up here, as you can see, we have your parking brake, your rotating beacon lights, and you also have your flashers and your headlights. We have the air conditioning. So when this little snowflake is lit up, it is on. And then you have your fan speeds. And then you have the temperature of which you want, like if you want it heated or cooled. And then over here on the right hand side you have your radio, JVC audio radio. And then you have your joystick and then your keypad. So I'm going to show you guys a neat little feature. So if you open the door, and let's say you want a little bit of air, you can just swing this knob out and then the door onto there, and then you got this crack, and it's still really sturdy. So it acts as just a different latching point. So over here you have your joystick, and right now it's locked because this joystick is right on top of the valve. So it's not an electronic, it's just directly on top of the valve for simplicity. And on your joystick you have forward and reverse and neutral, of course. And then down on this keypad you have your modes, your work mode and your drive mode. And then you have your locking differential for side to side for each one of those. And then you have your different speeds, so at which speed the tractor is going to, basically like gears, but since this tractor is all hydraulic, then it doesn't use gears. And then you have your lights and heated mirrors, which are right there. And over here on the side, you have a little turtle and the rabbit, and you can move that on in work mode for how fast you want to go instead of using the gas pedal. Then over here, you have your RPMs for work mode, so you can raise and lower the RPMs. And then over here on the side, you have joysticks for moving the rear cab like it shows in this picture. And over here on this side, it has oscillation for the attachment. And then you have your shocks in the back and rear. And then you have your PTO driving and all that. And then back here, this little button is a seat override switch. So let's say you're on the other side of this door and you're working on this, you're trying to work on the attachment or getting it all installed, and this tractor requires you to sit in the seat. But if you just had this little button, you can push that and push it out, and then it overrides the seat manually, so you don't have to sit down. Great from a mechanic's perspective because it's super simple and easy to use. And we'll move on to the joystick, and I can show you underneath and what it looks like. Behind this plastic cover, we have the entire valve for the joystick and all of the levers. So I'm going to take this off just to show you guys that it's directly on top of the valve. So it's super easy. We just take this off with 3 bolts. The bolts are right here. But right here you can see these are all of the hydraulic cylinders for the joystick itself. Now when you're not in the seat and it's not turned on, the joystick is locked. You cannot move it. And same, the valves are right on top of us, right on top of the valve as well. As you can see, they just move directly with the valve. And right here also, we have a cup holder for any drinks and a cigarette lighter or 12 volt. And so I just wanted to show you guys that it's right on top of the valve. So from this angle, you can really see the 360-degree view from inside the cab. And down here, you have the windshield washer fluid and then the brake master cylinder fluid. So the frame of this cab is ROPS certified and tested at the factory. And so you see this plate. This plate is for any attachments like backup camera or anything like that that you want to attach to the cage without ruining the integrity of the cage, because there's wires and things that run through here that you could damage if you drill into it or weld, and it also will affect how the cab would perform in a situation that it has to be stressed. So this is a great mounting place for any device that you need. And it is also, the whole frame of the cab is also powder coated dually from the factory, along with all of the other parts of the frame for the entire tractor. Another exquisite feature that this tractor has to offer as an option is the option of sliding windows. So if you don't want to open this entire giant door, you can just slide open and talk to people or hand something to someone. So another awesome feature that this tractor has is an air ride seat. We can pump it up for the height or weight of the person, and also release air for your smooth ride. As you can see, it's going down on me. And then there's a little pump that pumps it back up. So over here we have this switch, and I'm gonna show you guys the motor. So if we push this button down, it will raise the engine cover. As of 2018, this machine is completely Tier 4 final compliant, including a diesel particulate filter in the exhaust and no diesel exhaust fluid. So looking at the back of the tractor, we have all of our hydraulic plugs for the rear, for any rear attachments, and then we also have our fan with the grill and all of that. You have your counterweight back here, and then your license plate holder with the light showing there. You have your LED tail lights, And over here on this side of the tractor, open this up and you can see the entire engine bay. So this feature is also on the right side of the tractor. And this holds your whole diesel tank, which is wrapped around the fender well. And so the fact that this tractor is super low to the ground in the back for the engine bay makes it a great low center of gravity chassis for being a tractor, which is obviously a really great and helpful feature because you don't want to tip over. So because this tractor is articulated, we get 45 degrees plus or minus from the center of articulation and 5 degrees plus or minus in oscillation with the suspension, how it is set up. Now I will go and move on to showing you the spring suspension, one of a kind, on a municipal tractor like this. So here, as you can see, is the spring for the axle on the bottom for each wheel, and this spring connects on the top and on the bottom. And on the bottom you can adjust it higher or lower for more ground clearance. And I just took off this little fender well cover just to show you where it is, and this cover helps keep the springs working in good condition, and it also keeps them all clean from the tires and all of the road grime. So over here we have the battery extension. So this runs from the battery to out here, where it is easily accessible to jump a car or anything that you want to run the battery off of. And then down here we have the battery switch, and it's right now it's positioned to on, and that's positioned to off. And in the center here, we have all of our hydraulic hoses running through the center pivot point of this super strong dual pivot center of the CX. And you have your hydraulic cylinders for the center turning ability. And up here you have your air intake, so it routes to a cooler place and less dusty, better air quality. Up here on top of the cab, you have your diesel fill cap right here. And then inside the engine we have our Kohler 75 horsepower engine. And this is super cool because it raises and lowers on its own power with the hydraulic cylinders in the back. And I'll show you guys a super easy way to lift the cab. So now that we got the covers off on this side and this side, as you can see, the nut is off and the air filter is disconnected. So after they're both open, both little compartments, we're going to want to go down here to these two knobs. This one is for the hood and this one is for the cab. So we want to lift the front one up to go up on the cab, and then we're just going to pump. So from underneath the tractor you can really see these springs, and you can see all of the hydraulic hoses that go to the cab on each side for all of your controls. And then to go down, we're gonna just put that switch down and start pumping. Done. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you found it helpful. Please visit alpinesmith.com for more content like this. Stay tuned. Thank you. Have a nice day.